it worth it to watch? Hell yeah!
No regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, we are Tonight's Entertainment and we are back with a new episode of our What Is playlist, and in this clip we are going to talk about The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, and see why are we coming back to Middle-earth after all this time. Back in 2017 it was revealed that the three big companies of the series world, I'm talking about Netflix, HBO and Amazon Prime Video, are fighting over the copyright of a Lord of the Rings prequel series, which at last Amazon Prime Video won the battle, paying $250 million. But what's the story about? And as I mentioned before, why are we coming back to Middle-earth after all this time? To block any spoilers, let's see what the creators and showrunners themselves describe the story. In a January 19, 2022 statement, executive producers and showrunners Patrick McKay and J.D. Payne offered a little more clarity on what to expect and how it relates to the Rings of Power title. The Rings of Power unites all the major stories of Middle-earth's Second Age: the Forging of the Rings, the Rise of the Dark Lord Sauron, the epic tale of Numenor, the last alliance of elves and men. Until now, audiences have only seen on screen the story of the One Ring, but before there was one, there were many, and we are excited to share the epic story of them all. Central mysteries that we are going to engage in this series are: the guy that fell down from the sky with the meteor. Are we going to face the Dark Lord himself, Sauron, again? And who's the strangers that creators always talk about? We will mention more details on these mysteries in the rest of the video, so keep up. But first of all, everybody knows that for a project as big as this one, you should have a perfect casting. So let's meet the cast, and who are they gonna play? Robert Aramayo. Aramayo, who US audiences know as young Ned Stark from seasons 6 and 7 of Game of Thrones, plays Elrond, the eventual Lord of Rivendell, as played by Hugo Weaving in Jackson's Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit movies. When the television series begins, though, he is an ambitious young elf living in the elven capital of Lindon and trying his hand at politics. Joseph Mawle. Mawle most recognizably played Benjen Stark on HBO's Game of Thrones. Variety reported in October 2019 that sources say he will play a villain named Oren. Could he be a certain king of Numenor, the eventual Witch King of Angmar, or the Dark Lord himself? He is notably absent from both teasers, only strengthening the thought that he might be a recognizable villain. Ismael Cruz Cordova. Cordova plays Arondir, a Sylvan elf created for the series. His story intertwines with Nazanin Bonyadis Bromby, a mortal woman, single mother and healer living in the south of Middle-earth. The pair are engaged in a frowned-upon love affair that is not without precedent, even if their respective cultures find the pairing unpalatable. Sofia Nomvete. In the Dwarven Kingdom of Khazad-dûm, Arthur plays Prince Durin V, while Nomvete plays Princess Tissa. We imagine one of them will come into contact with the Dwarven Ring of Power, once they are forged, of course. Which brings us to Charles Edwards Celebrimbor. The elvish smith lives in Eregoin, an elf settlement not too far from Khazad-dûm. His choice to learn ring lore from Sauron under the guide of an elf called Anatar will cause so much fear and doubt in the centuries to come. Charlie Vickers. Vickers plays Halbrand, a man running from his past but not less drawn into Galadriel's trajectory. As he is a new character, little is known about him, but he is the character holding the weapon with the horse-shaped pommel in one of the poster images, leaving some Tolkien fans to wonder if he is a very early ancestor of the Rohirrim. Morfydd Clark. His Dark Materials actress Clark portrays this younger version of Galadriel, the role played by Cate Blanchett in the movies. In the series, her journey sees her hunting the remaining dark forces from the First Age of Middle-earth in an attempt to avenge her brother's death. As it happens, two of her siblings, Angrod and Egnar, were slain in the Dagor Bragollach, a costly First Age battle. Daniel Weyman. Amazon subsequently confirmed Weyman is playing the Stranger and linked him to the poster of the Robbed Hands holding an apple. Marcella Kavanagh. In July 2021, Kavanagh was said to be in talks to play a character called Tyra, a name new to Middle-earth. Shortly after the teaser aired, Amazon confirmed the character's name, Eleanor Nori Brandyfoot. She's a Harfoot who, along with Richard's character, encounters an enigmatic being who is likely Wayman's stranger. Granted, the stranger's identity is said to be one of the show's central mysteries. Amazon also confirmed Smith and Zwangbani are all playing Harfoots, Poppy Proudflow, Largo Brandyfoot, and Marigold Brandyfoot, respectively, although no additional details were offered. On December 3, 2020, Amazon confirmed another 20 cast members, which are Cynthia Aday Robinson, Maxine Baldry, Ian Blackburn, Kip Chapman, Anthony Crum, Maxine Conliffe, Tristan Gravel, Sir Lenny Henry, Tusita Jayasundra, Fabian McClung, Simon Merrells, Geoff Morrell, Peter Molan, Lloyd Owen, Augustus Pro, Peter Tate, Alex Tarrant, Leon Wadham, and Benjamin Walker. Baldry's character, Isildur, is also tied to the fate of the rings, even if the first season sees him as a young prince of Numenor and a sailing man. Amazon confirmed Walker is playing Gil-galad, the High King of the Elves in Middle-earth. He sees a comet or meteor crossing the skies above Lindon. Walker subsequently told Empire that while the High King deploys people like game pieces to help preserve a hard-won peace, he also strives to bring out the best in everyone. He imagined those strong words will inspire the younger elf to take up his diplomatic mission to Celebrimbor's domain and eventually Khazad-dûm. In mid-April, Amazon released a new photo of Muhafidin as a character called Theo. In the picture, he holds the broken sword featured in one of the character posters. Will Theo grow up to be counted among Sauron's army? That broken blade definitely puts him in a Morgul frame of mind. The name of Middle-earth reminds us of great and interesting locations. It makes us wonder which locations of Middle-earth we are going to see with this series, or which locations are we going to have a reunion with. Let's take a look. Amazon's first map rendered a number of geographic features specific to the Third Age, including the east bight of Mirkwood Forest's indentation next to the I and N in Rohavinian. The bight was the result of deforestation by a group of Northmen circa 1,200 years into the Third Age as they settled in the region. Additionally, the forest would only become known as Mirkwood once Auron sought refuge there. Around 1050 of the Third Age, and his malignant spirit infected the woods formerly known as Greenwood the Great. Other aspects of the map, like the complete lack of Beleriand from the First Age and the use of Calenarthon to denote the region near Isengard and Fangorn Forest, definitely set the map and seemingly the series in a Third Age context. As we mentioned before, we will also take a look at Khazad-dûm and Numenor, which makes the Middle-earth fans really hyped. Not to forget that Harfoot characters are backpackers, so they will take us on kind of a Middle-earth tour. The creator team? Oh, it's the best of best, as McKay and Payne said in a statement. This team is our fellowship, assembled from around the world, all walking the road together to try and accomplish something far greater than any of us could on our own. We feel humbled and extremely lucky to be surrounded by such inspiring and talented women and men. In July 2019, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom director J.A. Bayona signed on to helm the first 2 episodes of the series. The filmmaker behind The Orphanage made key choices about the program's tone and overall look. He is joined by producing partner Bilin Atienza. Both will be credited as executive producers, and, of course, Payne and McKay. Back in the writer's room, they were joined by executive producers Lindsay Weber from 10 Cloverfield Lane, Callum Green, Bruce Richmond from Game of Thrones, writer and executive producer Jennifer Hutchinson from Breaking Bad, and writer and executive producer Jason Cahill from The Sopranos, and writer and executive producer Justin Doble from Stranger Things, consulting producers Brian Cogman from Game of Thrones and Stephanie Folsom from Toy Story 4, producer Ron Amos from The Aviator, writer and co-producer Helen Chang from Hannibal, and writing consultant Clancy Mullins. To mention that in fact it was Brian Cogman who developed the House of the Dragon concept, while later on he left the Westeros and joined the Middle-earth team. In those days that the news were spreading around about this series for the first time, we were still interacting with Westeros, so it left us a big question: are we going to see Code to Ralskeller, a lot of physical act of love or bloody scenes such as Game of Thrones in this show or not? It was such an important question, and it was going around so fast that the officials responded to it themselves. Let's see what are we facing. Both teasers suggest the program will adopt a narrative structure similar to Game of Thrones. The characters or groups of characters will be on separate journeys until key moments of convergence. And considering at least 3 of them will converge with the Lord of the Rings himself at some point, charting how they arrived at their encounters with Sauron should prove for interesting drama. Previously, some Tolkien fans worried the Game of Thrones approach would fill Middle-earth with, again, physical acts of love and violence, but the showrunners went on record saying the show is meant for all ages, minus some scary scenes like the snowstorm glimpse in both teasers. After a big delay due to big production and COVID-19 problems, Amazon Prime Video finally set the premiere date for September 2nd, 2022, and as we are recording this video, the show is confirmed for 2 seasons, with season 1 including 8 episodes that will start streaming with 2 first episodes. Upcoming episodes will stream weekly. Is it worth it to watch? Hell yeah! Just wait and witness how the Lord of the Rings of Power, and House of the Dragon on the other hand are going to bring back quality to the series world. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please do not forget to hit the like button. If you have any thoughts on this show or upcoming episodes, please leave a comment for us. If you think the information inside the video was useful for any of our friends, please share it with them. And at the end, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button so we can meet again. See you in the next video, you guys.